Alright, again, I'm all the way up to chapter 9, but I'm just keeping up to date on these chapter summaries. So now at chapter 8, Law of Influence. So this is where Joe and Pendar are going to basically the city's, or they're going to a financial service company, and the man they're going to meet is literally responsible for over 3/4 of the revenue generated for the company, and this man would be Sam. So they go in and meet up with Sam. You must be Joe. Here we go. Pendar was just saying this is the single most successful branch office of the single most successful financial service company in the world. Take that back, not city, but world. So Pendar's just saying you're about to meet the person who single-handedly accounts for more than 3/4 of all the money the particular branch brings in. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. So, Sam Rosen's the name. What do I want to say about it? Sam Rosen. You must be Joe. A beaming, white-haired gentleman grabbed Joe's hand with both of his own and shook it vigorously. His voice sounded like a creaky gate hinge. It's about time the old man brought someone around I could have someone fun talking to. He's boring. And he thumped Pendar on the shoulder. Sam wheezed with laughter and led his guest to 2 sumptuous leather chairs. Joe glanced around the place. The vast 24 workspace looked more like an airplane hangar than a corporate office. The vaulted ceiling and huge skylights were at least 20 feet overhead. Through the 2 huge plate glass walls that formed the corner office perimeter, Joe could see the amazing western mountain landscape beyond the city. So to go into Sam's story, Sam Rosen started out as a struggling insurance agent. Over the years, he gained a reputation, especially being a fair-minded businessman. People started calling on him to serve as a negotiator and in more difficult dealings as a mediator. After establishing himself as the firm's top salesman, he broadened his focus and began serving as a full-spectrum financial advisor for select clients. In his early 60s, Sam shifted gears. Yet again, he began to work with nonprofits, especially those helping the financially disadvantaged, the homeless, and the hungry. Today, Sam was the state's #1 philanthropist and spent most of his time negotiating large contracts on behalf of worldwide charities. Okay. And the next part I want to share is, let's go into this. In fact, Joe had been thinking of that. He looked directly at Joe. Do you know what I mean by, okay, nope, that's not what I'm going to say. Joe, nope. So we're going to start out as the worst. Okay, so you must be the best insurance salesman in the world, Joe asked in reference to Sam. I said, well, Sam said, should be. I started out as the worst. When my goal was to sell insurance, I was no good at it. My first few years in the business, I floundered like a turtle on his back. Tell you what, it would turn things around and set me right side up. Joe held up one finger and said, may I guess, the idea of giving more in value than you took in payment. Not a bad guess, said Sam. Changing my focus from seeing what I could get to what I could give was my career started to take off. Started to, but in a business like mine, actually it's in any business, you also need to know how to develop a network. He looked directly at Joe. Do you know what I mean by network? In fact, Joe had just been thinking that network was something and he indeed knew about, but the question took him by surprise, and he quickly shook his head. No, I mean, yes, I think I do. He paused, but I bet I don't, he finished lamely. Sam's eyes twinkled with warmth. The old man, right again as usual, he said, I like it. I like you. Now, by network, I don't necessarily mean your customers or clients. I mean a network of people who know you, like you, and trust you. They might never buy a thing from you, but they always got you in the backs of their mind. He leaned forward and spoke with more intensity. They are people who are personally invested in seeing you succeed, you see? And of course, that's because you're the same way about them. They are your army of personal walking ambassadors. So to get into what the third law is, watch out for the other guy. Watch out for his interests. Watch his back. Forget about 50-50, son. 50-50 is a losing proposition. The only winning proposition is 100%. Make your win about the other person. Go after what he wants or she wants. Forget win-win. Focus on the other person's win. Here it is, Joe, the third law, the law of influence. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. Joe repeated it slowly. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. And I really like that law. I like all these laws. I like all these first 3 laws up until this point because I haven't looked yet at the last 2. But I certainly like what they stand for and developing a mindset from that. And they continue talking and such, and Joe and Sam. Yeah. Pender spoke up because Joe wasn't really fully grasping the concept. Because if you place the other person's interest first, your interest will always be taken care of. Always. Some people call it enlightened self-interest. Enlightened self-interest, that's me. I want to be a human being that has enlightened self-interest, that has the feeling of being high on life from that. Oh. Watch out for what other people need with the faith that when you do, you will get what you need. When Pender asked what Joe thought of Sam, Joe replied back, amazing, brilliant, magnetic. Magnetic. Pender seemed to ponder the word. What about Nicole? How would you describe her? Would you describe her as magnetic? Absolutely, one of the most striking people I've ever met. Pender looked at Joe and said, tell me, what is it about her that makes her so? Joe had to think about it. What made her so? I don't know. She's just magnetic. Pender smiled like Sam. It was hard to imagine 2 more important people than the charming young school teacher and the raspy old financier. But yes, they were somehow very much alike, and not just them. Not just them, Ernesto too. They all have one thing, well, they all have something in common. What about giving? That's what they have in common, giving. He glanced sideways at Joe and smiled. Have you ever wondered what makes people attractive? I mean, genuinely attractive. Magnetic. He pushed on the big glass door, and they walked outdoors into the warm September day. They love to give. That's why they're attractive. Givers attract. Oh, let's give, baby. Let's give. That's why the law of influence works, because it magnetizes you. The third law, the law of influence. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. Now we're at chapter 9. Time to read on.